Head over to miniaturemarket.com where they have thousands of board games at discounted prices like the Rival Networks. The Rival Networks is a two-player game based on the original Networks game where you're going to be developing shows with funny names like America's Got Talons. You're constantly going to be fighting over 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and 10 p.m. time slots. You'll be picking which one of these shows you want to develop. You'll be canceling shows into reruns in order to do this, and you'll be scoring different viewers. In this case, 5 because it's 10 p.m. And when we cancel a show, you'd start all the way over, and every one of these you pass, you'll get a viewer, which essentially are points. And if you have 3 of the same genre, no matter where on your board, you'll get a genre bonus like gaining a megastar, which you'll be able to attach to any show and move yourself up even more, gaining yourself even more viewers. You're trying to plan for long-term goals like winning the 9 p.m. slot or having more rating points and reality stars on your shows. Each turn you'll also be getting stars that will give you a certain amount of ratings depending on the genres that they're best at. You'll also be getting some advertising, which will give you some money that you can spending those money on special ability network cards that allow you to do very powerful things in the game. So over 3 seasons of the game, you're fighting over the time slots, you're adding talent, spending money, using network cards, and trying to have the most viewers in the end. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Rival Networks has fun art with humor built in. It has some end-round goals for long-term planning that you can see in the future for. You're trying to decide which time slots are right to fight on. You're using talents at the right time to go ahead on the slot at the right time. You're set collecting bonuses on genres. You're using this cool advertising money to change leads and to be able to use network cards. Sometimes you're tough choices about when to cancel a show. Do you play the long game or do you play the short game to get the easy viewers? Network cards give you lots of different strategies and make you do different things in order to trigger those at the right time. You're changing the timing of when each season ends. You can play with when each season ends and score. This is a great game. I think for a 2-player game, it's better than the original. It's more streamlined. I wish there was some more variability in the show cards because you use them all each game, and the little houses that you use fall apart. But if you liked the networks, this is a great 2-player game. If you haven't played either, this is a better 2-player experience than the original. It's quick, but it's meaty. That's the Rival Networks. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, we're each going to be running our own television network. And we're going to be trying to battle against the 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and 10 p.m. slots. But there's only 2 of us doing this now. Today we're looking at Rival Networks. This is from Formal Ferret Games. This is sort of a new version, or a standalone game, that's based off of the original game called The Networks. This one is just a 2-player duel. Let's take a look. I'll tell you what I think on the other side. In the Rival Networks, you're going to be developing different shows, and they all have sort of interesting, cute little artwork and some puns in there like the Mandoliner, kind of like the Mandalorian, Without a Paddle, Poncho Academy, America's Got Talons. So you're going to be doing these types of things in this game and developing shows like this. Now, one player is going to be blue, one's going to be yellow, and each player is going to have different shows at different time slots. You're fighting over 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and 10 p.m. And each show that you start with doesn't really give you any viewers. So each of these have their own sort of score track. And each player is going to start with some talent in their green room. Now the first thing you'll do is develop a show. There's shows that come up in each season. The game's 3 seasons long. So in season 1, at first there's these 3 shows. Blue Detective, Jessica Bones are alive as far as we're concerned. So let's say I want to take this one here. Then you'll cancel one of your shows. Now theoretically, you could take the show you just got and cancel it, run to reruns, but that's typically not the best thing to do. So let's say you take this and you're going to cancel this over here, and we're going to put a new one here. Now notice that this 9 p.m. slot has this icon, and so if this is in there, it's going to get us 3 on the score track here. So we're a blue, so this will go 3. Now, because it has gone past an eyeball, that's a viewer. So you will get these essentially points at the end of the game. And each player has a house. I'm the blue player, so this goes here. This goes here at the end of the round. You'll be putting all your viewers in there, so your points are secret. So moving up these different score tracks gives you ratings, but it also gives you viewers. And notice that you only have to go up a few at a time to get a bunch of viewers, but as you go along the back side of the track, you have to get more ratings just to get another viewer. But then once you pass this, you would flip this over and then it's like back again. So you can either try to replace a show and get on that, get on the spot that's a little easier to get viewers, or you can hang in there with a show long, and then it gets a little easier again to get viewers. Now, why did I pick 9 o'clock? Well, each season has some awards, and they're different each game. Like this one says, hey, if you win the 9 p.m. slot, you're going to get an extra viewer. Have exactly one sitcom. Sitcoms are they're special types of cards. They have that icon on them because all of them have different types, of genres. For example, this card here, the Good Mace instead of the Good Race. This is a sitcom because it matches that, for example. Or you can have 2 shows of the same genre in your lineup. You'll get, some talent. Then you're going to take a row of advertising and talent. So you have to take either these two, or you can take a blind one off the top of both of them. Now we just saw that one of the awards is going to be to try to, concentrate on sitcoms as well. So maybe I take this one because it's going to allow me to attach that to a sitcom later. And I'm going to take this one. Maybe I'll want to fight for the 10 p.m. slot. So I put in my green room. Now, you can attach as many of these as you want, but they have to go to the same show. Because some shows, some of these have multiple genres on them. Like, for instance, this one is good at two of the different genres. You can go on either of those. But this one has to go here. This one, I could put this here for now, and this would immediately give me 3 ratings, which would give me a viewer, or I can wait for a little bit later to see what else is going on. But remember, you can only put on 1 show per turn. So I can decide to do that or not. Then here we have money. I can spend $2 million, or if I'm winning in the 10 p.m. slot, I can do it for $3 million. So a lot of these have to do with, and that's a lot of the strategy is to decide when to go ahead in a specific time slot or not, is how much money you'll get from the advertising depending on that. Now this money essentially is currency. You'd spend this for a certain amount of money, and you can spend multiple cards because you'll be getting more and more each turn. And that money is, you're able to, if you want, optionally buy a network card, and they cost like 5, 9, or 8, and they do different things. Like this, you can keep up to 2 stars from a canceled show, because usually when you cancel a show, the star goes, it's basically gone. Now, all-star cast. This turn, when attaching stars, you may ignore the genre for up to 3 stars. That's really cool. You can have a huge turn of attaching stars for that. Internet sensation, draw 1 random star and put it on any one of your shows, ignoring genre. So there's all sorts of different things you can do with these network cards. That'd be the end of your turn, then you just refill it for the next player. And then they do pretty much the same thing. Develop a show, take an ad and a talent, and then possibly attach talent to a show, and possibly maybe, buy a network card. Now eventually, the season finale card will come out for that season, because as we can see, the next card is for season 2. Now on your turn, you can develop a show like normal, or you can select the season finale card, and that pretty much ends the round. And this is an interesting part of the strategy, as you're deciding whether to end it or not, depending on maybe a lot of the goals, what you're trying to do. Now if you do select this, you'll still get some money, some advertising, and a talent and things like that. You just won't develop a show that round. And then you'll score at the end of each season. Now, in addition to scoring these awards, as I mentioned earlier, you'd also look at each of the time slots, and whoever's winning more time slots will get a viewer per time slot they won. So blue won this one and this one, they're tied here. So blue would get 2 viewers, and the other player would get to draw a random star for a consolation. But then in Season 2, everything gets reset up. So all 3 new Season 2 cards come out, and they're worth more than Season 1. And Season 3 is worth more than Season 2. All new ads and talent comes out, new network cards. And after the first season, you now get to flip over and see what the end of the 3rd season is, so you can sort of plan this round and next round as well. Now, one thing I didn't show you is genre bonuses. Anytime you have a total of 3 or more of the same genre, we have 2 here, and one of them might even still be in my reruns that I canceled earlier. Every time you add either your 3rd or every one after the same genre, you'll get a bonus. For example, for that drama, you'd place 1 megastar into your green room, and they're basically all the same. Opinionated Cat, it's just a wild, but it gives you 3. You can attach it to any show. But each genre bonus is different depending on what genre that is. And at the end of the 3rd season, after doing the awards, there'll be some small ways to get more viewers, but then pretty much most of your scoring's in here. You'll open it up and you'll count your viewers. Whoever has the most is the winner. All right, much like the original Networks game, this game has fun interesting, quirky little artwork with humor that's sort of built into it with different puns and such. It did that with the original version, does it here. I like that aspect of it. I like that when you're sitting there looking at the whole game, you've got these end round goals. So you've got some planning that's going on that you're trying to figure out, how do I get the most viewers this round? And you can even see rounds in the future so that you can, plan for those as well. So it gives you some good focus there, because there's a lot of different strategies you can go for. You can go down different routes. Different things to do, so I like that you can, have some focus there. I like that you're trying to decide which time slots to fight on, and a lot of that has to do with where they are, where you are in that time slot, what network cards are available, what bonuses are available, what goals are available. You're looking at, a lot of different things. What money cards, advertising that you have there, because some of them are going to give you more money depending on if you're, leading in certain time slots. So a lot of interesting things to think about there. You're trying to use the talent at the right time, because you can put as many people as you want onto one show on your turn from your green room. And so you're trying to find the right time to sort of use that to maybe take a lead right towards the end of the season, or maybe to take a lead so that you can now play a conditional sort of network card that will give you an advantage, things like that. So a lot of little things sort of coming together here in this game. I like that you're trying to get sort of set collection bonuses or genre bonuses of having 3 or more. Each one you get after 3 gives you that genre bonus. That's kind of a fun thing to sort of fight over and get. Stop the other player from getting, or you concentrating on that. The advertising, and it's really interesting that you're trying, when you draft those, you're drafting the advertising and you're drafting the talent together. They're sort of a pair there. But you're trying to use, the money. Sometimes the money's more if you're leading in that, or sometimes you got to spend 2 of them together to make, the higher amount. And so you're trying to use that to really mess with the other player and find the right time to use the right talent on the right place. And I like that. I like that the new viewers. It's easier when you're canceling a show, and usually you're going to cancel a show most turns. But it's like, if you've got a show that's been going on for a while and you've got a lot of things attached and it's way up on that track, close to 20 or so, you're going to get a little bit of, as you turn around that third corner, you're going to have to go further to get a viewer. Where if you get a new card from a new season, say, you're going to get immediately more viewers. And then the track is sort of shorter there to get more viewers. So it's like, some of it benefits you to cancel shows or bring new things out, but sometimes if you hang on long enough because of certain other strategic reasons why you want to do that, then if you pass 20, you're back in the easy part again of getting those. So some interesting push and pull and interesting decisions to take when deciding whether to cancel a show or not. The network cards definitely help you focus on your strategy. They also help you focus on what you need to do and when's the best time to play that network card, depending on where you are in different time slots and leading or not, and all sorts of different variables that you're thinking about. I like that you change timing. So the seasons themselves, they end when someone says they end. Now, eventually each season is going to end no matter what. But I love it when games give you a choice to say, I want this round to end now and let's score. And this does that. And sometimes it's beneficial for you to rush it because you know that they're about to be planning something big, or you're barely holding on. Or you might go, you know what, I'm losing this season right now and this and this. If I have one more turn, I know I've got a plan up my sleeve to get this. I'm not going to end it, but your opponent might then end it, right? So I love that aspect of it. So because of this, I think that the game has different strategies, but it has close scores. You could, like I said, so you could play with someone that's really just playing on making these shows that stay on for a while because of the strategies of the different cards that they have and different network cards and things. And you might have someone else that plays the short game where they're constantly bringing new shows to go right up and get the easy viewers. And even if you go in those 2 completely different strategies, the game seems balanced in that right. So for me, I actually enjoyed this even more than the original networks. This game was more streamlined. There was less going on. There was, even like in the original game, like you would like rotate a card if it wasn't something, or if it wasn't like on a specific time slot. Well, here it's just like it has a number, a slash, and another number. And it's like, even that's cleaner, where it's like, I don't have to flip a card. I can just see it's worth this here, it's worth this if I'm not leading, stuff like that. But even the mechanisms, there's no like sort of money tokens to worry about. It's just the ads are money, you know? And so they've really like streamlined the idea of the game and made it a good two-player experience, the one that I like even better than the original. Now, the original actually is sort of a deeper, longer, more grandiose game, but this is like a good 45-minute, really meaty sort of, I don't know if you'd call a 45-minute game a filler game, but it's a two-player game that feels like a game that's bigger than it really is, even though it's only about a 45-minute game. Now, the negative side of things, I wish there were more show cards. Now, I realize that for balancing, there needs to be a certain amount for each genre, but I really wish that there would be like 4 or 5 for each genre, and then at the beginning of the setup, you could say, shuffle these and use, one of these colors for each genre for each season. That way you're not using the same exact cards every game, and it would give the game a little bit more longevity to like, haha, I've seen this card every time I played the game. So more variability in the cards and what you see there would have been nice. Also, the houses that you put the viewers in, they can stay put together in the box, but they often, I've found, sort of fall apart a little bit, and you have to like reset them up and things like that. But other than that, if you're looking for like a two-player only game that has great decision making, is pretty streamlined, but still at the same time offers a lot of depth in less than an hour, about 45 minutes, then I think you should check out the Rival Networks. This has been the Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships through board games by helping you find the next one you'll love. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table to a high-quality gaming solution, they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with their amazing, thematic, premium stitch edge mats from noted board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and really cool accessories, it's a complete system that upgrades every game you play. Go to GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.